Oh, by the way, I got to mention today's Ben Joravsky Show brought to you in part by Illinois' Real ID. That's right. It's an ID like you normally have, but it has a star in the corner. What does it do? Well, I guess if you go on a plane and you don't have your passport, you're not going to be able to go on the plane. So you should probably get a real ID. If you have a passport, well, isn't that nice? We don't need a real ID, I guess. You know, it gets a little confusing. Alexi Janulia, Secretary of State, please explain more.
Real ID was not our idea. It was never my idea.
Oh, okay.
My job as Secretary of State is to implement the law. But I will tell you, it's been very frustrating, and I'll tell you why it's been particularly frustrating. Not that people want to hear my problems.
No, we do not. All right. Real ID. We do not want to hear your problems. Go get a real ID, guys. I mean, if you're driving and they pull you over and you're not going to fly, I mean, it technically still works. Is it a fake ID? No, I guess it's still a real ID. I don't know. It's still, water's a little muddy here, but you know what? Just get a real ID.
You know what I don't understand, D? I'll never understand it, no matter how many times I explain it. So people don't try to explain it to me, because the explanations usually don't make any sense. It's just repeating moral logic. But like, why didn't they just phase it in? And this is how dumb I am. I'm like, when I got a new driver's license. Thank you, Alexi Giannoulis. It came in the mail. All right. And I told my wife, I go, well, I got a new license. So this is my real ID, proving how ignorant I am, astoundingly ignorant. Okay. And my wife goes, no, that's not a real ID. That's just a regular old driver's license. To which I said, well, why, if they have to have everybody on real IDs, did they not make this ID a real ID? Why would this be a quote unquote fake ID? I mean, if you think of a real ID, why would you just send out bad IDs, fake IDs, not real IDs, whatever the opposite of real is in this situation? I'm like, I don't understand.
Right? Wasn't a fake ID what you got when you were like 16 and you wanted to like buy booze or something?
McLovin. Get one of McLovin. I bet McLovin's got a few real IDs somewhere. Okay.
Listen, Real ID reached out. They wanted us to do some kind of sponsor thing. I don't know if you're getting the effect you want here, but Real ID. All right? Not a fake one, a real one. Technically, you don't need it. There was a deadline, but not really a deadline. And if you get pulled over and they ask for the ID you have that's not a real ID, that's fine. So I guess that is technically a real ID.
Yeah.
Not a fake ID.
I don't know, man. The real ID, fake ID, ID.
My job as Secretary of State is to implement the law.
I just threw someone under the bus, too. That was good.
Yeah. And Alexi, I feel for you, man. Now, let me ask you this, D.
Okay.
Here, I'll throw a question to you.
Yeah.
And no ducking or dodging. Do you think having to answer endless questions about a real ID is going to make Alexi Giannoulis want to get the hell out of the Secretary of State's office as soon as possible?
I mean, I would imagine there's much more difficult hurdles to climb than real ID if you're mayor of Chicago, right? So I don't know. Maybe
I guess I don't know what people. Here's the deal, as I understand it, right now, even though the deadline is passed for when you have to have the real IDs, they're not enforcing it. It's just like the whole thing is a joke. So they give you like a warning or something like that. So if they ever start enforcing it, everyone's going to be mad. And the person they're going to be mad at, well, there's a good chance it'll be Alexi, because the Secretary of State. So Brandon Johnson will pass the buck. J.B. Pritzker will pass the buck. Our senators and congressmen will pass the buck, right? Donnie Trump will pass the buck, and it'll be Alexi. Why haven't you fixed this, Alexi? And then they'll still, by the way, corporate Chicago will still support him to be mayor of the city. It's yours for the taking, Alexi. All those hard questions that Brandon's getting, you won't have to worry about them. Just come on in. We'll take care of you.
Yeah. Or I think he might have a little kryptonite here if he does run for mayor. Oh yeah, Alexi, how about this? Real ID. Oh my God. How did it? Loses. Done.
No one wants to hear my problems.
Yeah,
no, I kind of do want to hear them.
Call him up. Call him up then.
Lexi, come on, man. Tell me your problems, man.
That's funny.
Remember his commercials, by the way?
Oh yeah, those when he's like playing basketball.
Yeah, didn't mention anything about real IDs in those commercials. Just want to say.
No, he did not. He did not mention anything about real ID.
Yeah, I didn't say anything like I am going to do everything I can from day one to make sure that all your IDs are real as opposed to fake or whatever the opposite of real is in this situation. All he did was here's my jump shot, here's my hook shot. So
nice pivot.
No, yes, nice pivot in more ways than one.
All right, Alexi Janulius, and I got to say too, if you're gonna run for mayor, that really just grinds my gears, Ben. You know, Jesse White, Secretary of State for how many decades? That
$4 billion. Why did he phase in real? By the way, he was Secretary of State when the law was changed to have real IDs.
Oh, I think he's on our side. He's like, nah, come on, that sounds like some bullshit. We're not doing that real ID. He was like saying like, no way. Alexi's like, sure, let's do it.
Well, I think Lexi dealing with this is the deadline. This is the real deadline, not the fake deadline. Now it turns out the real deadline. I wonder why people are a little skeptical about this whole real ID thing. And now they say, oh, just use your passport. When you asked me this morning, do you have a real ID? I said, no, I'm just going to bring my passport.
Yeah.
Which, thank my wife, I renewed.
So it's basically just hassling just kind of people who can't afford to get it.
That's correct. It's hassling people. Yes, particularly poor people. Yes, that's generally passes for progress in the United States of America.
All right, let's do today's top story.
The decision of whether to run for re-election has not been easy. I truly love the job of being United States Senator, but in my heart, I know it's time to pass the torch.
We're going to be able to make it through here, Ben? You're getting a little teary-eyed.
Yeah. Senator Richard Dick Durbin.
My God, people, who would have ever thought an Illinois Senate race would be so damn interesting? Not me, all right? It's only a matter of time. Senator Dick Durbin will no longer be Senator Dick Durbin. No, he will simply be Dick Durbin, guy who sits at home and opens the refrigerator 50 times a day out of boredom. He's retiring. And the line of folks waiting to replace this guy, well, it isn't getting any shorter. Now, when we last left you, there was one, count them one, candidate in the hunt for Dick Durbin's Senate seat. Let's make sure Ben Joravsky pays attention to this show. Ben, who was that candidate?
The last candidate, the last show was Juliana Stratton. She was the only announced candidate, and she was immediately endorsed by your favorite governor, J.B. Pritzker.
How'd you know that?
Come on. Which part? That is your favorite? I mean, I just know you have that special love for JB.
All right. So, yes, it won. It's Lieutenant Governor. It's Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Okay. By the way, our Lieutenant Governor has already got the backing from our governor, J.B. Pritzker. So keep in mind that, in a way, if you're running for this position and your name isn't Juliana Stratton, you may technically be defying the governor. Just saying. Just saying.
Yes.
So it's a new week, Ben, and now we have 3 new candidates looking to run for Dick Durbin's Senate seat. Shout out to Shia Kapos in Illinois Politico, who writes, she's in. Congresswoman Robin Kelly is joining a growing field of Democrats vying for the U.S. Senate seat now held by Dick Durbin. Here's the quote from Robin Kelly, quote, "This moment requires proven leaders who have the experience to take on the toughest battles. I've never backed down, not from gun lobbyists, not from MAGA extremists, and certainly not from a fight for what's right." Kelly said in a statement on her bid here. Shia Kapos goes on to write that Kelly will need to call on relationships with Democrats across Illinois that she built as a state party chair, minus the ones that J.B. Pritzker and Juliana Stratton are cool with, along with leaning on a long legislative resume that has taken her from Springfield to Washington. We got one more quote here, and Ben, will throw it to you. She said, quote, "You could say I've been an underdog my whole life."
Yes. Robin Kelly, 2nd Congressional District. I would say of the candidates who've announced, she is the longest shot. She does not have a big-time endorsement like J.B. Pritzker. So she will not have access to donations for J.B. Pritzker. And as far as the next candidate you're probably going to mention, don't want to rain on your parade.
Thank you.
So I won't get into him. He has approximately 19 million reasons why he could possibly win. So Robin Kelly is a long shot indeed. And I need my experts, my advisors out there to tell me, can you run, Jacob Kaplan, if you're listening, can you run for 2 offices at the same time, Congress and in this case, a senator in Democratic primary? So does she automatically have to give up her congressional seat if she's running for Senate? Can she run for both offices at the same time? Or can she pull, well, who was it that pulled this one? I think Carlos Ramirez Rosa may have pulled this one, where you announce you're running for one office and then you back out and then you just run for whatever other office. Maybe it wasn't Carlos. I can't remember. I humbly apologize, Carlos, if it wasn't you. So she can, in other words, just come to her like a change of heart. Think Obama on gay marriage, to bring that back, an evolution where she suddenly decides, maybe I won't run after all. But she's a long shot, D. There's no question about it.
All right. So we got Juliana Stratton, lieutenant governor, who has the backing from the governor. He's a billionaire, guys. Billionaire.
Got some money. Billionaire.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of money.
Yeah. Billionaire.
So we had Stratton just sitting there in this bus over there in the parking lot by herself. But now we got another person wanting to run. Ben, I guess I should fire this bus up. We got a race going. Isn't that right? Let's go, buddy. All right. So on the bus, Robin Kelly. Hey, did you pay? Get over here. Pay. Thank you. All right, Robin Kelly. And hey, wouldn't you know, one day after Robin Kelly announced she's running, another congressman jumped into the race. It's Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. He announced that he will run for the Senate seat held by the retiring Senator Dick Durbin. We have the quote from Raja, quote, "I've made a career of standing up to bullies in Congress, and now we have to stand up to Juliana Stratton." No, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who's in the way of people realizing their full economic potential. He said this in an interview with Politico. Raja went on to say it's the #1 agenda item for a lot of people to stand up to Donald Trump, not back down, and make sure that we get our government back working for the people. Well, that's great and all, but my #1 agenda is to get you to pay. Come over here. Thank you. Now, remember, Raja somehow has a lot of money. He's banked more than $19 million in his campaign fund. Pay 3 more times. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. He's got $19 million. My Lord, he can afford it.
I love the little beeping sound. By the way, we spare no expenses with our special effects on the Ben Joravsky Show. Okay. Hey, Brian Ernst, try doing that, huh? Okay.
Yeah, jiggle that wire. Buddy.
Yeah, jiggle that wire, Brian.
Raja's not playing around here. He is in it to win it. He started his first official campaign event today. He made stops in his hometown of Peoria. Then he drove all the way. I don't think he flew. He's not Pritzker, as well as Chicago. He went to Chicago and Schaumburg. So about that $19 million, it should be known that Raja is a long time behind-the-scenes player in Illinois Democratic politics, including working for one Barack Obama and his unsuccessful run in Congress in 2000. Barack Obama's winning bid for Senate in 2004 and his 2008 presidential campaign. Well, you know how that one went.
Yes, very well. I still think Juliana Stratton has the advantage over Raja. Raja, don't get mad at me. I'm just speaking what I think. The 19 million is no joke, D. That can come in handy, all right? And the man works hard. I've said this before. Back in the days when I was on WCPT, he was routinely coming on the show. Ben, I'm in the area. I'd love to drop in and talk to you about the issues that affect people in my district. Well, it's a hardworking guy and cultivating people, working people over. And the first question that he said to me, D, when he was come on the show, he'd always say, "My God, you're looking good." What is it a diet, Ben?
Yeah.
Is it
Give it to the France.
Are you exercising?
France Spielman's full of buttering up.
Or no, but then she gets the knife in. Or is it the Ozempic? Are you just taking diet pills? I think it's the diet pills. Anyway, you're looking good. You're looking good, Ben. Thank you, Raja. I appreciate that. So $19 million. And really, there's not going to be much difference between any of these candidates. Are all essentially mainstream Democrats. D, and they're all going to be hating on Donnie, which is the ticket. And so I think it's going to come down to things like personalities. Do you like Pritzker? Are you going to vote for Juliana Stratton? You're going to be influenced by her commercials. And Roger will have some commercials out there because he got that 19 million. See, that's what I'm saying about Robin. She doesn't have the money. So I don't see it. I'm sorry. Money in a primary like this, where everybody's basically the same. They're all anti-Trump. I feel the money's going to talk. I hate to say it. I know you go, Ben, you're jaded, you're cynical, you smoke too much reefer. You're going to say all those things.
Yeah, I was, especially that reefer part. Mainly that part.
And mainly your Ben, stop the Ozempic, okay? You're taking too much of it. Your eyes. I don't know if Brandon was taking Ozempic. Wouldn't his eyes be like, oh, remember John Goodman? Remember those images of John Goodman, your favorite actor from your favorite TV show?
He's great.
Yeah, but they did Roseanne. I am starting to realize Roseanne, they kind of did it wrong. Anyway, neither here nor there.
I mean, the show was called Roseanne.
They fired the show. Oh my God. Then she really lost her mind. Okay. I mean, she'd only kind of half lost her mind. Where was I in that great oration? Anyway, yes, I still stand by. I think it's Raja versus Juliana, and I'm sorry, Robin Kelly. If you were taking advice from me, which I know you're not, I would just quietly drop out and go back and run for second congressional.
Now, again, who would have thought this Senate race would be so interesting? Usually I'm just like, oh, let's move on. But I'm going to ask another question. Surprise, surprise. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how this is going to kind of be like easy for Juliana Stratton. Like everybody's just going to go, yep, you win. Doesn't seem like the case here, at least with Raja, right? Raja's run.
Yeah. Raja's running. Unless they figure out some way of getting him out of the race. Anything can happen. Okay. So the primary is not till next year. So I'm just saying. All right. A little whisper in the ears. Yeah, I think if it's a two-way race, Raja versus Juliana, I'm putting my money right now on Juliana Stratton. Two-way race. I put my money on. Just saying what if I were still a gambler. Going to Vegas, which I'm not, I will put my money on Stratton.
Yeah, but somehow, it kind of can't help but kind of root for Raja in this. You know what I mean? Like, let's go, Raja.
You can. I'm not. Why? I mean, but they're cut from the same cloth. They're mainstream Democrats. If JB wasn't supporting Juliana, he'd be supporting Raja. So I mean, Raja's got $19 million. I don't think Juliana Stratton got that much money in her. How much does she have in there? Does it say?
How much? Robin Kelly?
No, Juliana. Even Juliana doesn't have 19 million.
Oh, right now.
Well, I don't know if JB's going to kick me. You think he will? Now, what is he going to be doing next year? Is he going to be running for re-election? Doubt it.
With this especially, Lieutenant.
So right now, to me, I'm thinking my beloved lefties. Who will my beloved lefties vote for? And on foreign policy issues, they probably lean toward Juliana Stratton over Raja. But I don't know, man. I need to see more. Which one of these two is more like Bernie Sanders?
Which one is more like Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, which one is more likely to endorse health care for all program, which I was talking to producer Chris about this before we went on the mic. Shout out producer Chris. And one of the ongoing pieces of insanity in our political system is our healthcare system. That even after all these years, there's so many gaps in it. It's such a ripoff. I don't want to go into the particulars of the case he was telling me about, but when he told me the story, D, and the huge charge that they were he or someone he knew, I'll just say, was facing, and so that person went without health care. I just said, wow, Bernie was so right. And he's been saying it for his entire adult life, and yet we don't seem to get any traction. So when I look at these two, which one of these two is going to will dedicate his or her life to fighting the good fight like that Bernie Sanders fought? And I can't answer that question right now, D. I honestly can't. I need to hear more and see more as the campaign unfolds. I remember going back to the 2018 gubernatorial race where you were right and I was wrong. I feel that I should have voted for Bob Dibur because I believe that Bob Dibur would have dedicated more of his political capital to fighting for these things. As improbable as it was that he could possibly win, at least I send a message. So D, I don't know how my beloved lefties will go in this race. I actually don't know. Liberals, I think, will be split to a certain degree, but lefties, I don't know. I don't think they're celebrating either candidate.
Let's find out. Let me ask Raja. Hey, Raja, let me look at you. Oh, his hair looks a little unkempt. I think he's more like Bernie.
I love you, Bernie. Bernie, you're my guy, and your hair is unkempt. It's wild in the streets.
So we have Robin Kelly, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, and, I'm scared. Raja. That's what I'm saying right now. Raja on this bus, waiting to replace Dick Durbin. Yes, it's true. Tell the presses, Dennis's team Raja. Oh, Ben, it looks like we got someone else actually outside the bus, still weighing the
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah. We're gonna get on.
Half on, half off.
Jumping off. Let's just check one more time since we're here. Hold on. Hey, Robert Peters, you get on this thing? Still, no.
He's second congressional. He's waiting to see if Robin Kelly actually sticks to her commitment to run. That he wants to, if necessary, he'll run for Congress. That's the latest, according to Shia, who knows everything.
We need like a water or something, man. We got you.
What about Lauren Underwood? She on? She off? Nah, I guess she's off, Auntie.
Oh no, yeah. Damaged goods, they called her. She's
man, that's
and hey, before it gets out,
terrible.
We don't think you're damaged goods, Raja Krishnamurthy. We don't at all.
Or Lauren Underwood. Yeah, they didn't call Raja damaged goods.
Well, they're getting ready to.
Yeah, get ready for that. You're right. It's gonna get nasty out there. By the way, Raj will throw an elbow every now and then. Okay.
That's what I'm waiting to see. Come on, call someone.
Not afraid.
Come on.
All right, now, are we done with the candidates for the bus? Because I got to throw something at you, or do you have more?
And those are our candidates that are on the Dick Durbin bus.